All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our impromptu Zoom that Jamie and I decided we really needed to do this. We really had a need. We were hearing it from a lot of people on our teams. And so we just decided, like, let's freaking do this. Like, let's take half an hour. So we're only going to be 30 minutes. I'm going to be watching the time. I'm going to do 15. Jamie's going to do 15. We're going to bang it out real quick. And then you guys can get on the QIQ if you invited people onto there. Even if you didn't invite people on there, totally go take a look. So, I wanted to start out with building relationships. So this is going to be my part is building relationships. Those of you guys that know me, you guys know that I am an addictions counselor. I do mental health and addictions crisis work. I'm also a social worker. So I am trained in this area. And I really, really found a need on my team because people were talking about how do I build a relationship? Like, I don't understand it. Like, do I become their BFF for life? It's weird for me to start conversations. It's awkward, right? It's super weird. And so, me coming from a professional standpoint, I realized that because I have so much training in this area and so much background in this area, that's why I'm good at it. Right. And so I just had this like aha moment that I was like, I need to get on it and I need to share some of this stuff. So when I talk about building relationships, guys, I'm talking about getting in somebody's inbox. Okay. I'm talking about loving on them. I'm talking about connecting. I'm talking about human to human conversation. Okay. I know a lot of people freaking hate that because if you're anything like me, and I hate to say this because I am a counselor, but like I don't like people. I don't like a lot of people in my space. I don't like talking to people a lot. I hate small talk. I hate chit chat. I'm somebody who likes to go from A to Z, right? Like, hey, cool, nice to meet you. Where are we going from here? Right? What are we investing in? So with business, it's like, okay, are we looking at product? Are we looking at company? Is this something that you would like to do? Blah, blah, blah. So first off, I'm going to warn y'all, because starting straight out of the gate with either presenting a company or a business is a hard pass. Okay. So if you've not talked to these people ever, if you've not talked to these people in a while, you're not going to be bringing up the company. You're not, because the biggest drawback I found is that sometimes we're like, and I remember this from my last company and I hated doing it because people don't invest in a product or a company or anything, they invest in you. And so if they don't know you from hole in the ground, then they're going to be like, why is this chick messaging me? I received a message today, another one. Okay. This chick has messaged me 4 times. She has never said hello to me. She has messaged me 4 times for me to do something for her. Okay. Does not ride with me. Not cool. Okay. And 99% of people like that or the 99% of people out there are like that. And so when we talk about getting into people's inboxes, a very, very easy way to do that is to comment on stories. Okay. So you see a story pop up, and I'm actually going to use like a real life situation here with one of the people that's on the Zoom. So sorry, not sorry. But you're going to use like their stories. Okay. So when I first started chatting with Anna, her and I didn't really know each other. We had been connected previously. We were in a group chat at some point, but we had never actually gotten to know each other. So I literally went to her page. I commented on a post of her because she was pregnant and I was super excited for her. And I was genuine. Okay. So I went to her page. I commented on a post. Then didn't even know. Yeah. We didn't know each other in that group chat. So, anyways, I commented on posts and then I got into her stories and I just messaged her. Okay. It was not anything weird or awkward. It was like, oh my gosh, I think it was like, when are you due? Right. And then we started chit chatting back and forth about kids, about pregnancies, about this and that. And I'm going to tell you guys, I think the biggest thing that I've ever taken away from my schooling is that there's a difference between building relationships that are professional and building relationships that are BFF like. And so, remind yourself that you are a professional here. Remind yourself that this is part of your job. Okay. Because when we are in this industry, we need to connect with people. And so I'm not going to be chatting with somebody and I'm not going to be like, hey, I had a really shit day. Things were not good. My kids are crazy. My daughter decided to spill yogurt all over my house again. And then my one daughter punched my other daughter and blah, 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 blah. They don't care. They don't care. Okay. I care because it's me and it's important to me. But they don't care. Right. So when I'm connecting on a professional level, I'm asking more questions than I am giving information. It is very hard for me to not overshare because I am somebody who is diagnosed ADHD and I love oversharing. And that's how I connect and relate to people. But I really had to rein that in. And so if I message somebody out of their story and just say that, like, it's a picture of they're on vacation at the lake, okay? I'm gonna message them and be like, oh my gosh, that looks so beautiful, like jealous, right? And they're gonna be like, yeah, it's so much fun, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, what did you get up to today? And they're like, oh, we went and did this and we went kayaking, da, da, da. And I'm like, that sounds so neat. You know, do you do this every year? Right? I'm asking open-ended questions, right? I'm not closing the conversation. I'm leaving it open to them. So do you do this every year? Right? Oh yeah, awesome. You know, like who all comes with you? Right? And they'll tell me, they just start pouring it out. And that is a counseling technique, guys. I cannot tell you how many people I've had sit in my office. I used to work with teenagers. Okay. Teenagers, super fun. They don't want to talk to you at all. Okay. They don't even want to look at you. And so when I had somebody come into my office, it was asking those questions that got them to open up. It was allowing for myself to connect with those people because people love talking about themselves. They love talking about themselves. They don't care about your day or what's really like, I mean, I care when it's my close friends, but like other than that, like when we are trying to build these genuine, real relationships, it is about them. It's not about us. And so I take myself out of that equation, right? I'm a professional, I'm sending a message and I'm chatting with people to see if maybe at some point they might be open to hearing about this. Okay. So when I am, I ask those open-ended questions, I allow them to divulge information to me. And from that information, I ask more questions. Okay. It doesn't need to be a crazy long conversation and you do not need to interrogate them. I really want to like clarify that is if the conversation's dying out, it's like, cool, you know what? Have an awesome day. Right. Or if I feel like the conversation's getting awkward, I'll be like, you know, it was super nice talking to you. Like me and my kids are going out to do blah, blah, blah. Right. You can wrap it up quick. You do not have to form an entire relationship in one conversation. Relationships are built on multiple exposures. And so allowing yourself to not rush it, relationships are organic. Okay. They are not cut and dry. I can't give you a script to build a relationship. But what I can do is I can tell you little things that have helped me in the past. So allowing yourself to, when you're ready to overshare, or when you're like, they're like, my kids are crazy today and I feel like I'm pulling my hair out and blah, blah, blah. And honestly, I want to be like, dude, me too. Me too. My kids are insane. But I don't. I'm like, girl, I hear you. I hear you. It's hard being a mom sometimes, hey? And I open it up more for them. Right? So remember when you're building those relationships, it's not about you, it's about them. Allow yourself to connect on a real level. If people do not have stories, go to their page and find a recent post and message them about that post. In my last company, they always talk about, oh my God, girl, I love your lipstick. Like, where'd you get? I don't talk like that. I don't do that. Okay. I don't. I will message them about like, unless I actually like an outfit or something, but like, I'm not fake. Right. So make it real. Hey, you see somebody and they posted about, I don't know, getting a promotion at work. Love the post, comment on the post, and then get in their inbox and be like, dude, that's so awesome. I know that it takes so much work to like get a promotion. And so like, I know that you don't know me from a hole in the ground, but I'm proud of you. And they're like, oh my God, thank you. Like, it took this long, and da, 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 and they start going. Okay. My intent here is to not train you on how to be fake and build relationships. I want you to build those genuine relationships, you know, connect on that real level. If you feel weird or awkward messaging somebody, take a screenshot of their profile or a screen recording, send it to your leader so that they can be like, oh my God, I would open with this, right? Just find that place that you can connect. Another thing is that if you're adding people on your Facebook that you do not connect with or you do not have something in common, it's going to be super hard to develop those relationships. So for me, I add a lot of people from, you know, people who own Jeeps. Like I have a Jeep group that I'm in. I have a Frenchie group that I'm in. I had a Puggle group that I was in when I had my Puggle. I'm in a divorced ladies group, which is super cool. A tattooed moms group, a bad moms group. Okay, those are my people, and that's how I'm able to easily create those connections. Okay, So tonight, my challenge to you is to literally like go and find a group that you can join and add a couple people out of there. Okay. You're going to, in the next few days, I'm not saying right away, but in the next few days, I really want you to send out that first message. Okay. Either on their stories or get something from their profile and make it about them. This is about them and it's not about you. Take yourself out of the equation, allow it to flow, allow it to be organic, and ask the questions. Okay, so I actually did mine super quick. I'm pretty proud of myself. So I'm going to hand it over to Jamie here, and she's going to talk to you guys about quality enrollments.
Okay, quality enrollments. I was talking about bridging the gap.
Whatever you feel like. Whatever you feel like.
Okay, I'm going to talk about bridging the gap because that's what Kat told me earlier that I was talking about. So, all right, and I think this is something that probably, if y'all, this is where you guys are fearing. Right? How do we bridge the gap between the relationship and when do we present Q? If that's you guys, drop me a 1. Who fears that? I want to know who's fearing that big time right now, right? When do you pull the trigger is the biggest one, right? There's 2 things that I want you guys to realize. Look at all those ones coming in the chat. There's 2 things I want you guys to realize when you're talking to these people, okay? Not only are, we're looking for, like Kat said, quality people, right? It's an interview process for them when you're chatting with them, just as much as they're probably sizing you up on the other side. All right. I'm not going to be presenting something if someone's giving me like a 1-word answer and I'm going to come back, oh my God, guess what? Nothing like that. This conversation, I need to connect with this person, right? You guys got to all be aware. You only need 2 people. Okay. You only need 2 people. Right? So this isn't about mass messaging and how many of these messages that you guys can get out. It's got nothing to do about that, right? This is about actually legitimately building a relationship like Kat was just telling you guys, right? That's what, and the game. Okay, I've done a lot of Zooms today, okay? So if anybody wants to know more, I was just on a Zoom with Kathy before this and my words would all mumble jumble. I've done nothing but talk today. Okay, so, and the process of when you guys were onboarded, Ryder, that's super distracting. Can you turn that down a little bit, please? Well, the process of when you guys were onboarded, what was the job? Expose, right? Expose. All your jobs is to get them on one of those QIQs. Your job isn't to convince them. Your job is not to give them all the information on this. Your job, just like onboarding, is to get them on there. So we're not going to be like, blah, 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 like, hey, are you free at this time? Nothing like that, okay? I'm going to give you guys a few examples of things that I think it'll help you guys bridge the gap between it. I have a few that I've done myself, okay? And exactly what I would voice note them. This has to be in a voice note. It really does. And one of the biggest tips I can give you guys when you guys are making those relationships, send a voice note before you pull the trigger and expose them to Q. So it's not weird that you're sending a voice note randomly, okay? So maybe get them, like, warm them up to the fact that you send voice notes. And I swear to God, when someone sends me a voice note back, I'm like, boom. You know that they're comfortable enough to do that, right? You know that they're comfortable enough to do that. And in all honesty, you guys, you will know when the proper time is to bring it up. You don't want to do a bait and switch. You don't want this to go on for 6 months. That's not the goal here. You got an end game here. It is. This girl's going to be great at this. She's super positive. She's posting all the time. She makes incredible reels. This girl would be incredible at Q. Maybe she's in fitness. Like, nobody's off the table here at Q. Like, I transitioned from another company and I would be, there's like no way a nurse would join me. Y'all, I've had like 4 nurses join me. We just had a doctor go gold in this company. Okay. A physician went gold in this company because that's the type of integrity in place that we're in. Okay. Nobody's off the table here. Right. So you guys will know when the conversation hits. And it's not when someone says, oh my gosh, I just saw your story. I wish I could go on vacation with my kids. Oh my God, oh, let me tell you, right? Like, we're not going to jump on it some like spammy tammies is what we're not going to do, right? When you get to that point in a relationship, you're on a roll, Jamie. When you get to that point in a relationship, what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to give it a couple days, okay? You're like, okay, I know I got an opening here. Maybe we built a relationship. She's probably told you some things about her life. If she's opening up to you. You're like, now we need to pull the chair. I'm just gonna keep saying that. I don't know why. I want you guys to give it a couple days, okay? And then what you're gonna go do, you're gonna go back to her. Here's an example. I had a girl. She had some boys in her story. They were super cute. She was a boy mom. I messaged her, asked her how old her boys was. She was super funny. She was making these hilarious reels. I was actually sending her some reels from Facebook because she had younger kids. I'm like, you've got to make this reel. It's freaking hilarious, right? And we were just chatting back and forth. Like, I make funny content, right? We're just chatting about our boys. And I waited a couple of days and I went back. We'll just say, Kat, hey, Kat, listen, I know we don't know each other that well. And I have no idea if this is even something that you would be open to, or maybe that you're possibly doing this already. I have no idea. And if you are, I definitely don't want to overstep. But I think you're absolutely amazing. And you know I'm absolutely obsessed with your content. We make quite similar content. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but I actually am working with a ground floor company, working with a member of the board of advisors. And we're actually looking for some strong founding leaders just like yourself to really help shape the culture of where we're going and where we're at. I was just curious if you're open to chatting about it. That's it. I'm not inviting her to a QIQ yet. I'm not pushing times down her throat. I'm not doing anything like that. I've related to some stuff that we've been chatting about, okay? And, and it wasn't even some specific topic. It was just the fact that we had a great relationship together, right? And I always will make it some around there personable. So now let's talk about a lady that does come to you and says, dang, I wish I could, go on vacations like you. Obviously, a business like this would be absolutely amazing to her. You know what I do? I go to her profile. I go check out her content. What kind of content she make? What was the last time she posted? Is she motivated? Is she drunk laying on a hill somewhere? Not really something I want to work with. Right? Is she 19 and a club goer? Probably not much we'll have to talk about. I'm 39 years old. Let's be real, okay? I make sure it's going to be somebody I'm going to connect with, because let's be real. I want to make sure I'm also the proper mentor that's going to be able to coach her as well. Right? If someone came back to me that, I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? I totally understand. I've been there before. If she said you want to take her kids, how old are your kids? I build that relationship. Okay. I might spend a couple of days building that relationship with her. Again, I'll give it a couple of days. I'm not going to jump on it like it's like the spammy tammies. Okay. We're not going to do that. And I'll go back and I say, listen, Sammy's right beside me. I'll say, listen, Sammy, I cannot get out of my head what you said to me when you first messaged me the other day, or I messaged her, whatever. Right. I'm not sure if you saw, and let's be real, guys, they probably checked out your content. They know you work online, okay? What's the first thing people do when you start chatting? You size each other up. You check out each other's content. They're not oblivious to it. We don't want to hide it. Like, we're not going to do a bait and switch here, right? Like, I can't get out of my head what you said to me the other day. Not sure if you're aware, but I actually earn a pretty decent income online. And et cetera, what I said in the first part, right? Just curious if you were open to chatting about it, right? It's literally that simple, right? And that's why I always do it in a voice note, because you can hear me like, listen, I don't even know if you're doing something like this. I definitely don't want to overstep. You can hear, the difference in the levels of the tones of my voice. And that's the difference. I don't know if you guys have ever sent a 1 minute long voice note. I dare you guys to type up your 1 minute long voice notes. They look like novels, right? People are lazy, right? It's plain and simple. We live in a microwave society. They're lazy AF. They're not going to read the whole dang thing, but they are going to listen to a whole voice note. So your sincere message that you're trying to get across, if you type these messages up, will not get across to people. Start practicing voice notes to yourself, okay? Start practicing. And the last one I'm going to leave you guys, and I know this is a big one, other network marketers. That's the big one. If those big ones are the scariest ones, let me know. Let me know in the chat. Or those are the biggest mountains that you guys back right off. I was actually talking about this with Kathy. We just did a Zoom before this came. You know what I said to her? I said, if someone had approached me with what we say at Q, right? Instead of the way that I would have approached for years before this, telling me my company was crap, their compensation plan was better, their products were hands down 1,000 times better at getting people's results. That's when you give them the big FU and say, get out of my inbox. But if someone approached me recognizing I'm not only I'm in the industry, but I'm a valued leader in the industry. Okay. And if I was open to taking a look at it and giving my expert thoughts on it, I would have been like, stroke my ego. Let's go. I'll take a look. Okay. I would have. And I bet any single one of you, even if you joined Q yesterday, I would have joined you because I was on the outs at that company. And if someone had presented it to me like that, I would have taken a look at it. Okay. If someone's building up a relationship and said, hey, Jamie, listen, I know you're with another company and I'm definitely not overstepping in any shape or form, but I see you were such a valued leader in your company. And I actually just partnered with this other one. And I think that your opinion would just be so valuable to me right now. I was just curious if you would be open to taking a look at it and honestly just giving me your thoughts on it, because I know you know your stuff. I'd have been like, okay. Yes, right. I'm a valuable leader in the industry, right? Going into it, recognizing that they're already with another company, that they make incredible, the stuff that they already do is sure respectful, and you would love to be able to market your stuff like that. You've been in the industry for a little while. Would you be open to taking a look at it? Honestly, just giving me your thoughts. Again, like I said at the beginning, your job is not to convince these people to join Q, is it? Your job is to get them on that video. That's it. Your job is to get them on that QIQ, get them in the product showcase. That is all your job is. We're not here to convince people, chase people. You're not asking them to buy anything. You're not asking them to join anything. Oh, if all you're doing is asking if they're open to taking a look at it. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about or any other scenarios that you want me to talk about? I'd love to see those in our team chat. Yes. I love that part the most. If anybody has any other situations that you want me to talk about, maybe that you guys are a little kind of scared of, unmute now and I can go over a couple, but if not, if you haven't made money yet, what you suggest, again, like I said, if you guys, I just partnered with this company, right? I just partnered with this company. I think it's absolutely amazing. I think I got something really big on my hands. Right? But you know what? You know who would really be able to tell you about this more? My mentor. Okay. She's actually doing a presentation tonight. And, I think I can actually get you an invite on. You can kind of slip you on there. You can kind of get the information, make it special, right? Make it special. I think, and she's like literally just going to spill the tea about the company and everything. And she's like literally a Ruby ambassador. She's on the Equity Council top 10 girl. Like she's one that you want to hear from. If I can pop you on there, and if you want to check that out, and I'm pretty sure, if I check with my mentor, I could actually maybe, get you into a conversation with her and she could really tell you what this is about, because that's what we have here, proximity. Point out that proximity that you have to Kristen, myself, Marielle, Kat, Trisha, whoever's on here, whoever your mentor is, point out that proximity to someone that you have that is literally in corporate. This is my mentor. Like she's top 10, man. Like this is the girl you want to hear from. You don't hear from me, I'll butcher it. Right? I literally just did this with a girl in my network and she wants more info. Just heighten the watch you're working. Again, you guys have your job is threefold. Expose. Okay, once they're on there, sort. Are they a customer and the ambassador? If they're ambassador, you play the connector. That's all you have to do here. That's why our systems are so simplified. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't need to say, you don't got to say nothing about Q. Your job is just to get them on there. Like, listen, they're going to say it way better than I will. Okay. Like, you don't want to hear it from me. You got to hear it from, like, she is the bee's knees is what she is. Right. I want to approach my mom doctor, who I briefly mentioned what supplements to do with Q, and asked if he'd heard about it and he hadn't. Should I email him? Would you not be willing to go down and talk to them? Want to know, here's the last one I'll leave you guys with, okay? This is coming straight from Marielle Filipponi. Want to know how she gets top business owners into her industry, okay? She walks into businesses, okay? She walks into businesses having a chat with them, gets to talking to the owner. The only thing that she says to them, you guys, is, have you ever been curious about taking your business digitally? And then that's how she gets big business owners into her. That's how she flew out of the gates. That's why Marielle's top 30. And now you're saying, well, like, what do you do after that? You'll actually connect those people straight with Kristen and straight with Marielle. So any people like that, any big people like that, that's what you would ask them. What do you do when they're interested, but now not replying to your messages? I follow up with people a couple times. I was like, hey, did my message come through? Okay. Did my message come through above okay for you? Right? You guys, you got to stop taking it to heart if people look at your messages and don't answer for you in the first time. A lot of people just look at it and they're like, oh, I'll reply. And then their kid is like literally putting Sharpie on the wall, like my kid just did the other day. Right? And they just forget to respond. I forget to respond to people all the time. You kind of got to take the emotion out of it. Right? And I know I'm like, I got 3 more minutes. Okay. You guys all have to understand. You guys are all probably pretty new, right? You're not like me and like, us old cat here, just kidding. Right? You guys are building out the tops of your organization. That holds an advantage to anybody else that joins you afterwards. You guys have that nugget to be able to offer people. I send a message like, hey, did my message come through above okay? And they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. If they didn't, I'll say, hey, listen, I'm going to touch base with you one last time. I know that we're all busy. I get it. I'm super busy myself. I've got 3 kids, but I'm actually looking for some solid business partners because I'm building out the top of my organization. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense right now, but it actually kind of gives you a slight advantage when you're joining me in this industry. So if this is something that you're wanting to proceed with, can you please just let me know in the next 24 hours? And I get a lot of the time, I get people back. They're like, oh my God, yeah. What does that mean? I don't understand. You're building out the tops of your organization, meaning the top 4 people in your legs are getting the most advantage in your organization because everybody's going to be placed underneath them and they're going to have the most volume. Okay. That is the biggest part of your organization. You can say a lot in 3 minutes. Yes, I can say a lot in 3 minutes. I talk at supersonic speeds. I know this, Alyssa. That's why you guys got the recording. You can play it back in slow-mo. Okay, so yeah, so I hope that helps everybody. When trying to bridge the gap after building a relationship. Again, you guys, you just don't want to wait too long, but make sure that like we're all human. We know when we get this little bit of a connection. If you feel comfortable to share stuff about you, then you're probably in a more comfortable spot in the relationship and they're doing the same. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, cool. So I'll leave you guys with that and I really hope it helps. And start sending up those voice notes or start building the relationship first. This last we spent the spammy tammies. Remember that. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Oh my God, Jamie, I love you. Okay, so I just wanted to say really quickly before we jump off, because I saw a couple messages about being intimidated and scared. You guys voice note yourself. Okay, voice note yourself. You can do it in Facebook and then you can actually forward that voice message. I had a girl today that I was so scared to voice message, and I have been for a very long time. And I voice messaged myself about 8 times before I got it right and was able to send it to her. Okay. People want to hear your voice. They want to hear the emotion. Allow it to happen. Also, when you're voice noting, don't go slow. Don't go slow. Don't be like, yeah, so Kate, nobody wants to hear that. Right? That's why I practice my voice notes and I do it to myself because I'm like, cool, I really would like to get you in on this, blah, 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 blah. I give them the information quickly. And I've been really practicing on talking as quickly as Jamie does because for so long I was told that I need to slow down my speech, and here it actually helps. So that's my last part here, but I want to thank you guys for hopping on. I really love this Zoom. I'm going to upload it on my YouTube so you guys do have access to it. And any of that verbiage, I know you'll probably have to listen to it 485 times to get what Jamie said, but you will be able to watch it over and get that verbiage. So have a wonderful evening. See you guys later.